Hello, I'm Czardus, and let's play Planet Zoo. Today we are going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a career mode scenario, and we're going to do it all in one video. We are going to get a gold rating on this today in this one video, and we are doing it on hard difficulty. So let's go ahead and jump in. And here we have an overview of the park that we are being given and that we are going to be building on. But first, if you are interested in buying this game, be sure to check out the link down below for instant gaming, where you can get a great deal on Planet Zoo and all of its DLCs, including the Eurasia pack that just came out, while also getting a good feeling of having supported my channel because it's an affiliate link. So be sure to check that out. You'll get some great deals on games, instant gaming, in the video description below. So now let's go ahead and jump in. This challenge has taken me a few attempts already. This is my third try, and hopefully the third time's a charm. We're going to pause right away because we have massive debt to begin with, and to get the gold we have to pay off all the loans, which is going to happen because we're just going to have to pay them off because we're paying so much in interest. But for bronze, the immediate goal that we have right now is hire 4 staff, have 4 different habitat species, and a zoo rating of 2.0. So what we're going to do is we're going to immediately go in here, and I don't want the souvenir shops. What I want you to do is do no work zone, and in fact I think we're gonna get rid of one of you. Well, no, I guess we can keep one going, but we do need to get a caretaker right away. This is the entrance here, so we're going to go ahead and get these guys in here. Caretaker, we want a keeper, mechanic, and a vet. Just the bare basics. That is going to give us our 4 staff members, so we actually get that 4 staff right away. And then we're going to have staff expenses. That is the only staff we're going to buy. We're not buying staff. Hire, that's the word I want, until we pay off this $75,000 loan. That's going to be key. We have, I suppose we could pay it off now, but we have a lot of ongoing expenses. I wonder if we paid this whole thing off. We only have 19,000, but then we're not paying any debt. That could be a different strategy here. We're going to have ongoing expenses, of course, but I think at the very least, we're saving like 45,000. We're like 75,000. Pretty much on the we're saving a ton of money on the interest. So what we're going to do is we're going to first go into animal trading, and we're going to get let's see, what have we got? Let's go with something that we can put we can't do that, we don't have conservation points for that, but we can do a sloth bear. That could be interesting. Doesn't need a big amount. It needs 850. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Sloth bear we're going to put over in here. Yeah, because it won't fit there, but it will fit over here, and I think that'll be a fine spot for it. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to get a barrier in here, so we'll put a habitat gate over here. Sure, right there, and then that can tell me how big this space is. 976, so we're kind of cutting it close there actually. But the other option then would be, yeah, a timber wolf, but a timber wolf is going to need a lot of space too. They're going to need even more. Yeah, we are going to go with the sloth bear. Let's go back here because that is going to immediately get us 3,000 points in appeal. We're going to send that right to our quarantine, and then we are going to get some of this ready. So while that is being delivered to quarantine and being quarantined, we're going to take a look at this. They need grade 4 climb proof over 9.9 feet. I believe this is concrete, And it doesn't show up because we have not unlocked it, but we can build it, or like we can work with it because it's already here. We're going to put this up pretty high, and we'll put windows pretty much all around it because this whole area has space. But what we're going to do then is we're going to come in here and we're going to filter by sloth bear. And we need climbing, is that right? Yeah, we need a tiny bit of climbing. Okay. So I'm going to build a little climbing facility here for them, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so that should do it. It's a very simple thing, and it also should count a little bit for hard shelter. And in fact, I'm going to do a tiny bit more here and duplicate this and create this as a wider platform so that we do have that space as the hard shelter in there. So now I'm going to check on our animal. It should be in quarantine and it is ready to come out. I'm going to move it here to the habitat right away. And let's make sure we get the other things we need, like a food tray. Put the food tray right in the front here so people can see them eating. We'll get some bedding down in here. Yeah, that should be a nice little space in there. And we need some water. We don't have anything else they can do right now. So what we're going to do is put the vet research on that animal as soon as it gets delivered. And while it's being delivered, the other thing we're going to do is come in here and get some donation bins. Because as soon as guests start to get here, I want them to give us money. And give us as much money as they can, in fact. Alright, the bear is here. Okay. Now, let's click on you and see what you need. Terrain is really good. Hard shelter they've got. Very nice. They don't like that bush. We'll get rid of the bush right away. Not really sure what happened there, but that's alright. Let's come in here and get temperate Asia. That is a really cool tree there. I really like these azaleas. We're just going to put some azaleas right around the entrance to the area here. Get another poplar in there. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that they can't escape. We are good, and they can climb up there and everything. Beautiful. Okay, so now we should have guests coming in. Yep, they're coming right over here, and they should start to donate money. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to get more animals. And we can't just yet because I want to get the timber wolf, but there's only one timber wolf, and timber wolves need a pair. They need at least 2 in their group, so we're not going to do that yet, but I will check on our things here. We're going to open up the chief beef and the gulpy soda. We're going to close the souvenir shop. Keep the toilet open. Okay, so that should be what we need there. And we're going to turn off some of our power here, and that will save us some money too. Although they're not actually drawing much power, so I guess we don't have to worry about that. But we do need to get some education in. So let's go ahead and get some education boards. I like to put them by the donation bins. Okay, and we've just had a male bear the sloth bear come on the market. So we're going to go ahead and get that so that we can start breeding and have 2 of them at least. We haven't had, I still am waiting for the timber wolves to come on the market, but they have not yet. That's the next thing I want to get, but it hasn't happened yet. So we're going with the sloth bear, and we're just going to double up here. All right, we've got 2 of them here, and they seem to like climbing on here. Look at that, they're climbing this way. Then they'll climb down on the side, kind of disappear into it, and all kinds of stuff. They can, make their way into that. Climb their way down. They really like to climb. But anyway, hopefully they breed soon, and then we will do well. The people are definitely donating a lot of money. So we're doing well financially. It's just a matter of getting to, we have no security guard. Just a matter of getting more animals at this point. And we've got timber wolves available now. So we are going to go ahead and buy these right away. And we'll get them to quarantine right away too. And what I want to do is I want to put them over in here now. So they're going to go into quarantine. And in the meantime, we're going to come in here and we're going to right away put this up taller, like we did for the other one. And we will get glass on there and put a habitat gate in here, hopefully. There we go. Yep, right there will work. And then we'll start to get this ready for them. So they are going to need several things. First of all, they're going to need hard shelter. And to get that hard shelter, I want to, first of all, push this down like that. And then we're going to flatten out like this. Then we're going to pull with rough rock here and go up quite a bit here so that we can then flatten way up here. And lo and behold, we have a nice little space in here that will be a good shelter. And then all we have to do is come back in here and get heavy soil and smooth out an entrance. There we go. That should get them able to get down in there. And then the next thing I want to do is just make this look a bit better. So we'll paint this back with the rock, and then we're going to roughen this up a bit on the top. And we'll take this plant out just so we can roughen that a little bit as well. Then we'll come in here and we will get, I don't think we want temperate, I think we want taiga if I recall. And we'll go ahead and do continent Europe. Just get some taiga rocks in here just to give it a little bit more texture. Okay, so we've got that in there. Now we're going to get some water. Go ahead and put the water over here. And we'll get a food tray. Again, putting it somewhere that people could see them eating. And that'll be a good spot there, I think. And then we can just go ahead and as soon as they're out of quarantine, we can bring them in. All right, so they are here. They are hopefully happy, but let's check on that. They need a little bit better terrain than what they've got. They need less grass and a little bit more rock or soil. So let's go ahead and mix some light soil in here. That'll get the grass level down and get the soil level up. Then we'll also blend the rock in a little bit here too. All right, so that should get us right about where we need to be. With terrain, environment, they like the coverage. They don't like those bushes, so we'll just take those out and we should be good with that. That is just a matter of getting enrichment again, but that is something we are working on. Our one vet is currently researching for the sloth bear, but they should be in good shape here. Vet research is complete for the sloth bear, so we're going to switch this over to that and find out what we can do for them. Enrichment. We can get a beaver pool. Interesting. That would be really cool to add over here, I think. It'd be really pretty if we could get this in here. Yeah, like that looks really cool. I like that a lot. And we'll get a tree scatter feeder over here. Maybe a secondary water pool here. Just 2 spots that they can go swimming. That should make them have much better enrichment now. 100%. Welfare is way up there now. Okay, let's see if we got anything that would work for the timber wolf out of that too. No, there's no enrichment there for them yet. So we'll have to wait for the vet to research that. And that is done already, so we should be able to come in here now and they get a sprinkler. That's it. We'll give them 2 sprinklers. Lucky them. The vet is still researching that as well for more of that. But in the meantime, next, I want to get some flamingos in. I think we have flamingos. Here we go. They don't have a ton of appeal, but we've got a lot of them. So let's just check what they need and go from there. Okay, and I want the flamingos to go over in this area. So it's a little garden area that people can walk down this way, and then there's a fountain here and they can see the flamingos there. And I just built a little shelter for them to go in. A nice little thing that they'll have hard shelter there. And if we need to, we can expand it and get a little bit more. And there's a habitat door over here and food. And then, of course, they get water there. And at some point, we need to get some water treatment in. And in fact, we could do that now. We could just go in here, utilities, water treatment. And I want that to go somewhere hidden as much as we can hide it. Which will mean editing this group and then coming into facilities and adding the treatment in here. Let's do that right there, and then there should be a path there. So anybody should be able to edit that, and that should treat our water there, or any of the, what is the word I'm looking for? Okay, this one is being treated. The rest of these are already quarantined. They can come over here to the habitat, and we can see if we can get more. They're going to breed like crazy. I don't think we need to buy any more, but we should figure out what they need. So let's see here. Their terrain, they need a little bit more terrain. They need some rock in here. So what I'm going to do is just kind of put some rock back in here, just to get enough in here. Maybe we'll get some smooth rock hidden in here too. And, ooh, sand. Yeah, sand would be a great one to add in here. I'd much rather have sand than anything else. Okay, that'll work. We're at 89%. Want a little bit more rock. Let's go ahead and mix some of that in here too, I guess. There we go. 100% terrain-wise. There's too many plants here. Take out some of these things, but I kind of like the look of it, so I don't want to touch it too much. I think we'll leave it. Hopefully they won't complain too much, but I mean, habitat, they might a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that, but in the meantime, we're going to work on getting some more research on that soon. Oh, and I gotta get my donation bins in. Okay, we're at a point where I feel good about adding more vets, and so we're going to add at least one more because we need more of that. We're going to check. Our keeper is getting a bit strained too. We'll add another keeper at this point, and that should help both of them. And let's add another mechanic too. Just keep those work levels, or like, but you know, the work energy a bit better. We also have more stuff for the timber wolf now, so we can come in here and figure out what we can put for them. They get a dog ball. No surprise there. And then, of course, we get... That's pretty much it. How about a block of ice, though? And I just realized that we don't have a staff place. So we are going to get some of those. At least one, because we definitely should have a staff room. I'm going to put a large one back over here because we've got a lot of kind of facilities and stuff back here anyway. So what I want to do is try to get it added in here somewhere. They're just so big though. I think what I'll do is I'll put it here if I can. No, we've got a workshop there. Can't go there. Yeah, okay. We'll get a small one in then. Okay, I ended up just adding a building out there because we have the space and it'll work just fine. And because all we need is a place for the staff to go. Yeah, like this guy is really mad he can't go there because he needs a break. They need a break. So they should get one. Okay, the vet finally finished doing the research, and so what I've done now is we have little bit of enrichment here. We've got a little waterfall that the flamingos can swim through and get a little bit refreshed, and then they've got a sprinkler over here that just adds a little bit more fun for them too. So that hopefully will raise their welfare rating up 73%. That makes them happy at least. And then we can see that we are doing better. This one has died of old age. Oh no. What? Okay, the vet took them away already. But the other one, I think, is expecting offspring. I thought maybe that was the sloth, but it should have shown up here. Well, Flamingo was just born. All right, next up, we are going to get the Bengal tiger because it is now available, and we have enough conservation credits that we can go ahead and do that, and that has such great appeal. It's going to bring people to the zoo. I know it. So we're going to put them in quarantine and go from there. Okay, and the Bengal tiger is going to go over here. So we've got the flamingos here. We're going to put the Bengal tiger right over here. I put a gate in, and then I hid a keeper's hut in there. So that should work. And we're just going to go ahead and get this ready with what we need. We'll go to habitat, and then we'll switch to Bengal tiger. And we'll see what we need here. So does it need climbing? No, but we have that available. Okay. All right, so I added this like ruin type thing that I built. It kind of looks like a stone ruin, but the nice thing is that it serves as a hard shelter and a little home for it. So that will work. And then I, of course, added food and water and then a little climbing spot. Very simple. I put the donation bins. I raised the barrier the way we need it to be. And now we're just waiting for that quarantine to complete. Okay, quarantine has completed, so we're going to move the tiger over here. And then as soon as the tiger gets here, we can get the terrain set. Okay, here we go. We've got the tiger here. We can figure this out. Terrain, so we need less short grass and more soil. That is easy enough. We'll do light soil. And just kind of mix that all over the place in here. Especially underneath the shelter where there wouldn't be much grass growing anyway. We'll get that all around here. It's going to make the whole terrain much better for the tiger right away. And then we'll figure out the plants. And we can get some long grass in here too. There, terrain is perfect. Now we can come in and get environment. They don't like this bush. Everything else they were fine with. Yeah, but let's go ahead and get tropical and Asia. Get some bamboo in here. And in fact, I think I want to take out all the trees out of here. And we're going to start over. Okay, so that gives all the coverage that we have to have. And it also should make it so that most of the time they can see the tiger. So it really should be pretty happy in here. It has 0 enrichment. So of course we're going to need to work on that like right away, but it should get people in here very quickly because it is a top-notch animal. I'm going to get some education boards in. All right, education boards are in. Let's see how, I mean, we have 500 guests in there. Let's start to do a little bit of a look here. We've got people are saying that the price is great. So I'm going to go ahead and increase this just a little bit. And see how that goes. Guests have, okay, hunger and thirst, and toilet is fine too. They're not getting educated enough. So that is something we're going to have to focus on at some point. But really, I mean, the zoo rating should go up soon. Although if we focus on education, that will help quite a bit. So let's go ahead and work on that a little bit. Okay, and I have been working on education, but now we have a female tiger available. So we're going to go ahead and adopt them because I want to be able to breed tigers. So we'll get that going. And in the meantime, I've set up a tour. So we have tour stops here, and then like at each of our habitats, and then it starts and ends here. So hopefully that will help our education a little bit. I also added an animal sounds board here, which some kids are using. Let's go ahead and duplicate that and put a few more in, and then we'll get some of the like overall conservation signs in place too. There, we got a few of those, and then like I said, I'll go in and put some conservation boards in too. All right, and in the meantime, we got a little bit more enrichment unlocked for the Flamingo, which actually is nothing. Nothing got unlocked for the Flamingo. So that's a bummer. But I switched the vet over to the Bengal tiger, who is currently in treatment. Okay, quarantine is done. Let's get her out there. This is the one. No, that's not the right one. This is the right one. Habitat SIPs. So far, the Bengal tiger habitat is doing okay. The Bengal tiger going back here probably to sleep. A nice little sleeping spot over there. Oh, no, he's not. Just walking around. I'd like to see him climb up there. I'm not really sure that he will or not, but we'll see. And look, we've got a tour going already. We've got people here that are doing the tour and learning about the sloth bear, who just had offspring too, which is really exciting. So now we have a little baby bear here. That's good to see. And the Bengal tiger is over here, of course, but we've got some protesters somewhere. I actually don't think they're here. Oh man, look, we've got trash coming in. People are so messy all the time, I tell you. We want bins. You get some bins in here. So the one thing about this park is that when it was built, it did not have, or like when you start the game, it doesn't have bins everywhere. And the other thing is that we have been very stingy on caretakers. We have one caretaker who's having to do it all. Let's go ahead and add a few caretakers. Now that our budget is under control a bit better, we can handle that a little bit. Yeah, so now we've got 2 Bengal tigers. That is going to really increase that pretty well. And our zoo reputation is going up. Ooh, and our guests are saying that our prices are too low. So I'm going to go ahead and go to $10 for adults and children. And then the next time it bumps up, we will bump it up to $15. Okay, and we finally got that vet research done. So now we can get a few new things like a block of frozen fish and a metal climbing frame extension. How about rubbing pad? We'll have to get this here, but yeah, right there, right against your little home. And then let's get one more over here. That should work for now. We can get a sprinkler in here. I don't know why it didn't show me a sprinkler before, but go ahead and put that there and put another one over there, just so they get a little bit of good enrichment. Exit that, and let's click on that. They are very happy now. Very good enrichment. That is going to get our zoo rating up high enough. We're 1.91. We're so close to getting that bronze medal. And I've also added quite a bit more staff. So now we are seeing 3 keepers, so their energy levels are a little bit better. Their workloads are still pretty bad. I think I'll add another educator actually, because we've got this tour is starting to be pretty popular. I'm waiting to see. Right now it's a 0 fee. I want to see if this gets up higher. It's actually 3.5 stars. They're pretty happy. Yeah, let's go ahead and increase that then. So we'll go up to $2 to do that tour. That should be good. And there we are. We've gotten the bronze star, so that is good. Now we can we can progress to other stuff. We want to get into, let's see, I just want to put these bins in real quick. So the next thing we need to do is get more habitat species and a better rating as well. And in general, we are like moving right along here. Bengal tiger, we can maybe get some food stuff in now. Do we have some food enrichment? No, I mean other than the ice. So we can come in here and get the vet on something else. Let's put them back on the sloth bear. for now, I guess. The flamingos are starting to breed more, which is really good. I'd like to see that, so that eventually, I don't know how many I'll want to have, but eventually we can start to take some of them out. And right now they are still mad about enrichment. So maybe let's put the vet back on them. They're mad. They don't have the food enrichment they need. Nourishment is bad. You gotta go eat. You've got food there. Just go eat your food. But let's see what we can do. So the greater flamingo, yeah, we don't have any food enrichment that we can do for them. So that's too bad. But hopefully we'll get there soon. Okay, now we have a forage pool for them. So we can put that right over here. And I think that'll be great, because then a keeper can get over here somehow. I have no idea how they're going to get over there. I mean, I guess they can walk this way, walk a long way around that area, all the way to this gate, but whatever, they can do that. And the Bengal tiger is about to have offspring. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, there's the male. The female, like, go in the bed? Yep. Where's the baby? What? No, you jumped out here? Wait, have the offspring. I have to do it outside, I think. Going to lay down? No? What? There we go. We have Mira. Okay, and they are in pretty good shape. So that is real good. We've had offspring from the Bengal tiger, which should really help our conservation rating. Because now we are getting Bengal tigers to breed, and that can expand the zoo as well. Okay, so next up, we need to get more animals in the zoo, and I'm going to do that by getting a wisent. Like, we're going to have one habitat that has wisents and all of these. So we're going to get 5 animals in one habitat. It has to be a pretty big space, so we're going to come over and back in here. This is going to be our big space there. And so what we want to do is we're going to look at this to figure out what size we need. Grade 3, 4 feet. And I'm going to guess that the deer is the one that can jump the most. Needs to be 5 feet. And the boar is probably the strongest. Grade 3, yeah. So that should be fine. We just have to get up to 5 feet. But we're going to do this whole barrier. And get this, we'll go up to 2 meters. And then we'll do windows all around. Should be a big enough space that nobody complains. And then we just need to find a good building to put our staff room. I think we need another staff room back here and a keeper hut. This building will probably work there. So let's go ahead and we'll get a barrier door here, or habitat gate right there. And then we can come in and we'll double click on this building so that we can go and edit facilities and do a keeper hut. We'll get a nice large one out here. Just got to make sure I get the door in the right spot. And it's not going to let me go in there, so I got to find a different way to do this. Okay, so it turned out there's a little bit of a hill here, which was making it so the path would not work. So I put a small keeper hut here, and then I went out and we put a large staff room out here. So there is another staff room available for people. We're still not doing work zones in the zoo, just to make things a little bit easier, but we can come in here now and get some wisent. Or I guess we'll start with the wild boar. Yeah, we'll start with wild boars, because they are right here, and we want 1 male and 29 females. So we can get 1 male here. Go ahead with this one, got a lot of fertility. Adopt that, and then we'll just get several females here. And we'll start with those 4. Send them all to quarantine. And then we're going to have to figure out, first of all, we're going to need some hard shelter for them. That is definitely a must. And I'll get other stuff in this habitat real quick. Okay, so I built a barn, which I'm pretty happy with. It is a little bit more detailed than I usually do, but it's also very, very simple. It has a door for the workers to go through. I mean, I probably could have made that a little bit nicer, but also you wouldn't want to put too much work into a barn to begin with. So it has a lot of space there. Probably would have another support beam here now that I'm looking at it a little bit more. So maybe I'll fix that at some point, but not right now. Instead, and the other thing I did is I added water, and I added another shelter over here just to have a little bit extra. And then I tucked a water treatment in here as well. So now we're just waiting for the quarantine to complete for those wild boars, and then we'll be able to get them in, and then we can say, oh, look at that, they're already done. I'll just get them over here then. Okay, so the wild boars are here, and we do need to come in, and I forgot to add a food trough, so we'll go ahead and get that over here. We'll get a second one as well, actually, just because we're going to have a lot of animals in here. We've got water, so they'll have food now. Let's go ahead and get the terrain the way they want it. It should be pretty set, yeah. They don't want a ton of stuff. They want a little bit more soil, which is the easiest one for us to do. We can just mix some of this in. We definitely need soil in here, because it would be dirt and kind of messy in the barn. And of course the grass wouldn't grow where we don't have much water coming in either. And I want to get just a little bit more soil around the water hole. Yeah, just to make it feel a little bit muddier in there. So they like that now. And then they don't like this creosote bush. Like, nobody seems to like that, which is fine. Nobody has to like it. So then I want to do Europe, and we'll do temperate if we can. Yeah, Europe, temperate, and actually, I don't think we want too much more in here, but I think it would make sense to get a little bit of like reeds and things over here by the water. Get some cattails in there just to make this watering hole feel a little bit more natural. And of course the cattails would be right around the edge there. They wouldn't go too deep in the water, but we can get some water lilies in here as well, just to make it look a little bit better. I don't know how many guests will see this, but we will. So let's just get some of those in there and make it look a little bit better. And then maybe put an oak would go well there. Hawthorn, probably not. That rose bush is pretty. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm a sucker for weeping willows when it comes to near water. I think it looks great. So now these guys should be happier. They don't have any enrichment though. Let's see if there is anything we can give them. Yeah, we can get a sprinkler in here. Get a couple of those, that will help. And then get a box or two just to play with. That gets a little bit better, and then we'll also get a vet working on researching for them as well. Okay, and we're on to the next animal. It is a mute swan. The hard shelter and terrain is great for this one, and it lights everything. So we're in good shape with that. The only thing is that, again, it doesn't have the enrichment it needs. And the thing with this one is it wants to have at least one more swan in the group. And the problem with that is that we haven't had any on the market yet. So that's what I'm waiting for next. And I believe I just saw a thing saying that prices are guys think prices are too low. So we're going to raise that, which will help our budget some more, which we are rolling in the money right now. So I'm going to check on our staff and make sure, everybody has high workloads. Let's go ahead and hire one of everything, just to help out with that workload a little bit. Another vet, another keeper, and just, go through all of it and get more for everybody. Okay, and at this point, I have the filters set for everything that can go in the habitat now, and I'm just pretty much grabbing everybody I can, or like any that come on, keeping in mind what we need to do. Like with the wisens, we have to have just one. Why are you not going in there? There we go. Just one male to however many females, and I think the red deer too. We need to keep an eye on that, but that's what I'm going to do until we get that habitat fully populated with the minimum for each species. Oh, and we have achieved the 7 different habitat species in there, and then we will go from there. And I just checked, the Wyzant just arrived, and I double checked that they are happy with the habitat, and I believe a red deer arrived too, but that may have gone into quarantine. But I think everything that will come in here will be happy with the habitat. And so I'm also just waiting to get the education boards up. I'm waiting until we have a little bit of all of the animals, and then we can make sure that we get some of each habitat, or each education board for each animal. So we've encountered one issue in that our sloth bears, once the offspring become grown-ups, they are outsiders. So we need to come in here, and I also want to know, how long do they live? Interbirth period 24 months. It doesn't say. Oh, life expectancy 35 years. And let's see what we have. Let's go to manage. We have 3 of them. They're 22 years old. So we're going to go ahead and take the young one, and we're going to release them to the wild. And that will get us 112 points and be good for us. And that gets rid of that fighting issue. Okay, so now we're at a point where I'm pretty happy with what we have in here. We have everything but the European fallow deer. I haven't seen any of them come on the market, so I'm not sure that we have them available, but for now we've got a male and female of each of the 4 species we have in here. So we're going to go with 4 in here, and then I'm going to get the education boards, and then we're going to work on getting other things that we need to get that rating up high enough. We're very, very close to reaching that. Okay, we've got the education around this whole thing, so hopefully that will help get our education rating up a little bit more. But the next thing I want to do is focus on marketing, because that should be an easy thing that we can do, and we've got plenty of budget to do this. So what I want to do is, let's go ahead and we're going to go to divisive appeal. No, I don't want here, high impact marketing. Let's do family hour. We'll do that right away, and that gets our rating up high enough that we now have the silver star. Very good. We've completed that, and then we have unlocked another statue. What do we have next? We need 8 different, we have 8, we need to get to 10. We need to get welfare up a little bit, which is really going to be vet research at this point, and we need to power everything with renewable energy. So for renewable energy, we're probably going to need to research that, I believe. Yeah. Oh, we've got wind turbines we could do, actually. But let's go in here. We'll go to vet research. I want to get more vets researching, so that will be the first thing we do. And then here, I want to see if there is, power. Let's get somebody researching power as well from the mechanics. So for vet research, I'm just going to pop a research facility over here, and we're going to hire 2 new vets, and then we'll have space that we can get 2 vets researching other stuff. So we're going to go ahead and put 1 on red deer, and we'll put 1 on wild boar as well. So we should have a lot more research going on with that, which will help us get better enrichment and get that welfare rating up higher. I mean, we're in pretty good shape. It's just the mute swans really that are mad. I guess the sloth bear is mad too. It doesn't have the social it needs. What? Yeah, it's having trouble. I mean, it goes down when it is feeling stressed. Nutrition here. The other thing we could do is we're going to go around to the different habitats, and we're going to increase the oh, look, we've got memorials when people have died. But anyway, I want to do habitats, and we're going to go to each of these and just come in and increase the food availability for each of them. And we can't do that yet, actually. That is one thing we need to research for it. The timber wolves are going to inbreed, which isn't great, but it's okay. I'm not going to bother worrying about that for now. But getting all of these foods to upgrade level 2 when we can is going to help a little bit, because then we can we'll just see a little bit of improvement in the welfare, and all we really need is to get that up to 90%. We're very close to, and people think we're charging too little, so let's go ahead and increase that as well. We probably could get another tour going as well, because now we have another habitat here that people can't quite get to. Or we could go in and we're going to reset this and see if there are any animals we haven't done. We haven't done the Indian peafowl, but I think we haven't done the wolverine yet either. We could put the wolverines in here. That would be pretty good. One of these, yeah, right in here is having a negative impact. They can't really see it all that much, but it's still impacting them negatively. So it's a little tempting to move it. In fact, we will. We're going to move this. Okay, we're not going to move it because I was just looking, and if I move it, then no matter where I put it, we're going to have stuff that doesn't have power, and I'd rather just have the negative impact. Anybody walking by there, it's not going to be a big deal. I think it'll be fine. But I do need to figure out, we need to add more shops for thirst and food. So let's go ahead and go and do that. Guest facilities. Let's go ahead and get another drink stall somewhere. Let's see if we have any that can be opened. Merchandise. Oh, we can open all of these. We're going to need more vendors then. Go ahead and hire like 4 new vendors. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that should get them working on all of that. And then, yeah, I'll figure out where to put some food. Okay, and I just added a whole bunch of like vending machines and a few shops here and there. Nothing fancy, but we did just finish the swan research. So I want to make sure that we come in here right away and get some enrichment for them, because that's going to be a big thing, and that is called the mute swan. So we want that, and then, okay, we're going to get a forage pool. Ooh, we could get a beaver pool. These things, we already had. So we'll go ahead and put the beaver pool, like, back in here. And then we'll get a forage pool over here. That will give them some nice stuff, and then we'll put a water pool over here. I wonder if any of the other things will use it. Other things, all the other animals, you know what I mean. We'll put the bops back over there. Okay, so that should give the swan, yeah, look at that, welfare is much higher, they're happier. That should get our animal ratings much higher, and we should get there really quickly now. We're at, yeah, increase overall welfare to 90%. We're pretty much there. And then we just need to do renewable energy. So I'm going to check on our animals and see who is not quite there. The wise, what are you mad about? Social, you want to hide. Okay, well, go hide then. Where are you? Dude, you're in the barn. Take a nap. You'll feel better. Yeah, okay. So one thing we're going to do, I'm a little, well, no, I don't think I'll hide them. Oh, the other thing I did want to do is I wanted to put a bush in here. Or something to hide. I just need to hide the fact that this thing doesn't quite go all the way down. There we go. We'll get rid of this one and put a bigger one in. Just the little thing of my own want there. But we will maybe get something here to block the view. Yeah, we'll put a couple of cypress here to give them one more spot that they could hide. That should help a little bit. Okay, and then, like I said, the last thing we have to do is figure out the power situation, which is going to be a little bit tricky because, like, okay, this one, We probably could just get rid of this one. Here, let's figure out. Let's go this way. I want to go to facilities, infrastructure. Okay, Transformer 1 is over here. That one, I guess it does need to be there. Okay, so we're going to remove it though, because there isn't anything we can do here to make it renewable here. So we're going to delete that. And then we need to come in here and find a spot to get a wind turbine. And really what I want to power is just that stuff in there. We'll go ahead and put that here. Okay, so that was number 1. And I'm going to go around and do that for the rest of it. And a quick break from power because we've got an overcrowding in the Bengal habitat. I'm guessing we come here. Yeah, outsider. Mira has matured. Let's check on them. So how long can a Bengal tiger live? I want to see, do I want to keep these older ones or do I want to keep the young one? They live to 15 years old and they're already 13. I think we're going to get rid of the grown-ups. Can we get a new Bengal tiger? Not auction time. I want appeal. No, but I think there's social group. I think we can get by with just having one female for a little bit. Yeah. So we're going to get them and we're going to release them to the wild now. Okay, so that should solve the overfighting thing, or overcrowding. Okay, and we're down to the last regular transformer. We're going to take this out. And the challenge I've been having has been figuring out where to put them. But the key that I have discovered is to just remove a path and then go in and you can just put it where the path was. And as long as you're not worried too much about negative impact on guests, then you should be okay. And then you have to come over and like, the signs now are not quite in the right spot. I'm not worrying too much about the street lamps and stuff like that, and hopefully that won't make a difference. If it does, we can figure something out. But in the meantime, moving this stuff should work fine. And in fact, that one, we're going to have 2 next to each other, I guess. Keep the donation bin there, though. Okay, so that should be all we needed for that. Yeah, we just have to go 3 months with everything powered that way. And it says we have 8 different habitat species. I thought we had 10. Okay, oh, that's ours. I want to clear this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we do only have 8. We do need 2 more animals. Okay, so we have to get the Wolverine and the Taken in here. Can this go in any? No, it has to have its own. Okay, so the Taken, or Taken, whatever it is, does not need very much space. And it only needs 2 people. Okay, so we can find a small spot for that. This one, I think, will be the Wolverine. I wonder if we could fit. I mean, we don't have too many more spots that we can put them. This is a small spot. We might be able to, what we could do is we could take out, well, I kind of want to keep that. Let's get, I want to see how big this is. So if we put a habitat gate in here temporarily, it turns it into a habitat, and then you can click on the barrier and see, yeah, this will work. This one will work just fine. So let's go in here, and we want to get the Taken, a male and a female. Just send them both to quarantine right away. And then we're going to do really basic stuff in here, but let's go ahead and switch this over to the Taken. Good, we'll get a little bit of enrichment right away. We want a basic shelter in here. We'll give them one a little bit bigger than that. And we have to figure out how tall and how good the barrier has to be. Grade 3, 4.1 feet. Okay, we'll go ahead and select all of this, bring it up to 2 meters, and give windows. And that should work for that. course, then we need food. We'll get a food trough there. We need bedding in here. We'll get a large one in here. And we need herb scent. Can get 2 of those, and then a water trough. Very, very simple habitat here, and as soon as they're ready, we can bring them in. I'll get the education boards and stuff in place. Okay, so they are in here. Let's see what we need. Better terrain for sure. We need less long grass. We can get more short grass. Start with that. Short grass in here. Very good. And then get some soil. Get that around here. And this way, they do want some rock as well. So let's go ahead and just kind of mix a little bit of rock in here. Terrain is pretty good now. Let's go ahead and skip the rest of that. Let's see. They don't like the bush. Yeah, nobody likes that bush. Coverage and stuff is fine, so that should be good. I am going to get the education boards in now because I can set it to the right thing. And then I can hit Control D to duplicate and get it in place. Okay, so that should be that one. What is their welfare at now? Where are they? How did you get... Why are you way over there? Okay, welfare is not great. The social group is too few. I think we're just waiting for the other one to be delivered. I think that's the issue. And then that will be better. Enrichment still isn't great there, so we're going to get a vet working on that right away. Yeah, it's great. So you completed some research. Guys, work on... What is that? The tacken. And might as well work on the Wizen too. And I guess sloth bear. Work on all kinds of stuff. And the Flamingo... Are they happy now? They could use a little bit more enrichment. So we should have that available now. Oh, here, we can get a melon feeder for these guys. That'll give them a little bit food enrichment. Okay. Okay, and in the meantime, we're going to work on the Wolverine now. So we can get grade 3, 9.9 feet. We only need 1 of them. So we can go ahead and just grab this male. Send them to quarantine. And then we can go ahead and get this habitat ready a bit. So we're going to edit all of this and not all of that. Actually, we want from here out to there. That's already 2 meters. I guess we'll go... That might be enough. 2.5 meters. I don't remember what it had to be. Protesters have arrived, but that's all right. 9.9 feet. That's like... bigger than what we have here. Let's just go ahead and raise all of this up to 4 meters. Doesn't hurt. Yeah, protester. I understand that there is a protester here. We're working on making everything better here. And we'll get a habitat gate somewhere around here. Right there, that should work. And so now this should be its own habitat. Yes, beautiful. And it will be very big for the Wolverine. Wolverine's ready to come and be delivered here. Okay, so then we need to come in here and switch this to Wolverine. And see what we need to add. I don't think they need to climb, do they? Oh, they do need a little bit of climbing. Okay. So we'll go ahead, and I think what I'll do is just copy some of what we already have. But let's go ahead and get them shelter. Oh, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff. Let's get a burrow. And then we can get dog ball. Let's go ahead and give them a basic shelter as well. Just so they have hard shelter. And that is not going to be in a good spot there, actually. That's better. We'll get a bed in there. Okay, and then we can get a few different things here, like rubbing pad. We're just going to do like really basic things in here. Here you got the dog ball. Okay, so then the next thing we want to do is I want to go over and I want to copy this. Although it's not quite the thing, I'm going to highlight it and hopefully get everything I want from here. That that should be it. Yeah, and then duplicate that, and we're going to give this to the Wolverine. Yep, and then we just need food and water as well. Food tray, large food tray. Where's the door? I'm going to keep this by the door. There it is. Put that there, and that is not on the ground. We'll put it there. Okay, and then we'll get a water thing. Okay, and that should be what we need for the Wolverine. You're here. What do you want? You've got good enrichment. You need a little bit more food enrichment, which... Do we have that? Get another dog ball in here, I guess. There we go. So the Wolverine is happy. And there we go. We have gotten the gold star. We achieved our objective. Way to go, guys. I'm really excited. And we did this all in one video. How did you like that? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know how you liked this. Thanks for watching. Click on the video on the screen now. It will take you to a video that you will really enjoy. I guarantee it. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.